Oh boy. So, literally, the last block that I mined out to try to clear out some land to make a support caused the cave in and killed me. Thankfully, it looks like all of my stuff is still here, which I sprinted back. Thankfully, I was able to make my way back here. Pretty sure I still have everything. You can even see the support beams that I had made. So hello, welcome to another episode of Let's Play TerraFirmaCraft. As I nervously laugh. I'm gonna try this again. Okay, at maximum mining distance, I chiseled out this little area here. I believe I've done this correctly. This should support all stone within, I think, 4 blocks of this central pillar. And that is a zombie. I'm going to try to mine as conservatively as possible and continue to make as many supports as I can. And we'll see how this progresses. I found it, and I made a friend. I do have the javelins to kill him, but he is exposed to sunlight, so as soon as the sun comes up, that'll be the end of him. But yeah, there it is. I'm going to expand. This is a little scarier. I'm going to expand this way in the mine, hopefully not caving in, because I'm kind of all dedicated now, and we'll see if we can't expose where this is. I do believe that the supports actually will hold up to 1 block up as well. So I may mine up here and dig some of this out. I really don't know. I'm hoping it works out well because if I die down here, I'm going to lose all of this. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Here we go. So looking at this closer, I see that the copper is actually just about at the very top of the stone layer, and you can see that there's the gravel sort of above it. So I dug out a big pit here, and I haven't found any other copper yet, so I'm a little concerned. I really hope this deposit isn't just like 5 of these, or I'm going to be thoroughly disappointed. Probably build or dig my way out of here. So I'm going to mine this up and swing my prospector's pick again, and actually I think I'll just do it right now. No reason to cut the video here. So let me grab this, and how much should I get? Rich tetra. Ooh, 35 units. Whew. Oh boy. That is indeed some rich tetrahedrite. Wow. That is a very dense deposit. Okay, so I am still, it's medium sample now. Medium sample, medium sample, medium sample. Okay, so I'm probably just going to need to continue digging in this rough direction, trying to triangulate its position. So I will keep you apprised. Alright, we found a little bit more. Every time I swing this pickaxe, I'm worried. I believe cave-ins only trigger if you are mining the ceiling. So I think as long as I mine top down, which makes sense, I mean, obviously. As long as I mine top down, I should be okay. Should be okay. And this should be fine because it's supported 1 higher. Okay, so it wasn't a cave-in. It was things falling down on my face, but it wasn't a cave-in. Huh, that's interesting. So it actually even supports the gravel. That's kind of funny. Alright, let's see if there's any... Okay, so we still have a medium sample. So wow, that is 315 units of tetrahedrite. That is a good amount, but not all that much in the long run. So hopefully this continues to be quite profitable. So I'm going to keep at it. All right, so I've done a little bit more work here, gotten quite a bit more. Put it in a chest up there. I have about 12 or 14 or maybe 15 pieces, and it's still reading as medium for most of the spots, so I should be able to get, I'm hoping to get anywhere from 25 to 30 of those, which is quite a decent haul. Yeah, 17. Oh, they only stacked to 16. But while I have the daylight and the sun just came up, I'm actually going to go explore some more of the island, and I think I'll actually do it on camera. So I want to try to find some more stuff. And, well, I say island. I'm hoping it's not an island. I'm hoping it's actually a continuation of a continent, but knowing how things have been going so far, it's fairly unlikely that that's the case. considering my luck. It'd be nice to find some more crops before the winter, so I can at least get the seeds. I don't know if crops will continue to spawn or not. I'm really unsure whether that's the case. And I need to eat, actually, and I'm running... Do I have any food at all? I don't have any food. Alright, well, I'm going to have to cut up some of this seaweed, I suppose. I do have a knife on me. So that's good, so I can grab this pretty efficiently. And I want to get a good idea for the shape. If this ends up being a full continent, which I'm kind of hoping it does, I think I'm actually going to... I'm getting a lot of stuttering here. I'm actually going to move my house over here. I mean, I don't have a whole lot built yet, and I'm kind of glad that I don't, because it would have been quite disappointing otherwise. I would have spent a lot of time for nothing. Get this stuff up here real quick. But that's left to be seen, so let's continue exploring. Make sure I'm being very cautious. As long as I follow the coast, I shouldn't be able to get lost. Another pig. So that's good. Whoa. Massive lag. I don't know if you guys saw that. Must be generating a lot of chunks. Those are new tree types. So that's kind of cool. Not sure what kind of tree. Oh, lots of pigs. Okay, well. I don't know what kind of tree that is, but it's pretty sweet looking. So I may have to chop some of those. I'm gonna make a full complement of bronze tools with this iron though, or with this metal, and I want to try to push to the Iron Age as quickly as I can. I'm thinking I would rather get that done than anything else at this point. So this looks like more of an island-ish area. Let me see. Is that something glowing under the? Ooh, that is. I'll have to explore that for sure. So it looks like at least this part of it is more or less an island. So I'm kind of on an archipelago. Always love that word. Archipelago. I can find some bushes or something around here. I don't know exactly what time of the year most of the crops are. Whoa. Pretty cool though. Is that really all like rock salt? Oh, there's a big deposit of clay right there too. I don't know what times of year the bushes and all those things spawn. Same with crops. So I mean, if there are wild crops, and hopefully they'll grow again, because if there were any wild crops that grew here and then sort of died off because of the season, I'd be a little disappointed. At least we have rock salt for days. I mean, that is not going to be a problem in the slightest. So whatever meats I do get here in the near future, I should be able to preserve. A lot of mushrooms too. I really should. Oh, hey, look at that. I'm going to leave that there actually. It marks that there is a deposit right there. I went ahead and changed my graphic settings a little bit so that the leaves wouldn't lag me, although my draw distance right now is kind of killing the game a little bit. I'll have to turn that down. I only turned it up just so I could see more of the area and hopefully spot land, which I did. So far, not a whole lot of stuff going on here. Another ravine. All kinds of these things around, man. This is crazy. Actually goes over quite a distance here. Yeah, that way is the way to my original island. Okay, so we have got a lot of land to explore. This does also seem to be sort of an island-ish. Yeah. Not a whole lot actually here, but yeah, wow, I need to change my draw distance. That's good though. We have more land to explore. We have land, period. Excellent. So I think I'm going to do some more exploring in between mining sessions and try to find if we should settle here or if we should continue to keep our original home. And I will keep you apprised as that situation develops. In the meantime, I need to go back and do some more mining. There's still copper to be had, and that's the most important thing right now. So this is interesting. I was on my way back to my mine, and I found both tetrahedrite, and I also found some bismuthite which I'm not actually able to see again. There it is, bismuthinite. So I have another area here where I could potentially mine. That's so good. I can't believe it. All right. Oh my god, even more? Still bismuthinite, because that's another large sample of tetrahedrite. Medium sample. Okay, so I got more land over here to explore. I'm just going to make these little gravel markings here. And hopefully I'll remember where they are. Oh my gosh, even more? This place is like a bounty of copper that I just had no idea. Wow. Okay. That's good, because we're going to need a lot of it. Alright, I'm heading back to my mine. Okay, I just made it home. I actually harvested my soybeans and had a nice surprise. I actually got 2 seeds out of it. So we've expanded our soybean count from 4 to 5, so that's pretty huge. Oh, hey, these berries are done. Nice. Actually, I don't really need to eat them right now, so I'll hold on to that. Okay, so I have a lot of material now. I haven't done the exact math, but I have a lot of copper. So what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to basically make one of each tool that I need for the next tier of play. So I want to make at least 1 scythe. I want to make an axe so I can start chopping things faster. At least 1 pick. Definitely another prospector's pick, because this one is almost completely broken. And any other tools that I can use. I think you can make a chisel. I'm not exactly sure what that's for. But I need to switch priorities. It is November. It is apparently Dunk's birthday, late autumn. I have 1 month to lay in as many supplies as I can to survive the winter. So that is going to be the shift of priority. All of my crops are going to be done. This may actually be the last time, if at all, I'll be able to plant. In fact, I think once these are done growing, I'm just going to save the seeds. I don't want to risk them dying throughout the winter. I need to get as much water saved as I can, just in case this all freezes and water becomes a concern, and I need to get as much food laid in as I can. That is going to be the shift of priority. So let me formulate as best I can the best way to smelt this stuff up into bronze, and we'll be back. I was just running around to some sluices to try to shore up some materials, and I just found an exposed piece of ore in my original mining site. That is pretty funny. Spherolite, and a pretty big one. Yeah, this deposit right here. Makes me wonder if the rest of the deposit isn't there. Alright, so it's part of my exploration project. I've been exploring the lands to the, this would be south. I don't know where they are. My directions aren't working right now. I found some oranges! Hooray! I am going to harvest said oranges, and actually, is there any? Okay, so there are some branches too, so that's good. Otherwise, I haven't found a whole lot. I've actually been exploring for quite some time, trying my best to ninja my way in and out of these islands. There seems to be more of an extension of the archipelago. I'm probably going to move my home over here somewhere, but I want to know. This episode is going up the day I've recorded it, so I have not recorded ahead. So if you guys let me know whether you think I should move or stay on my original island. I'm leaning towards moving because I'm going to have so much more room to explore and such if I am over here. So that's the way I'm leaning, but let me know. Anyway, I'm going to harvest these oranges and probably finish up exploring. Head back. I've got some smelting to do, and then we need to have a montage of food gathering for the winter. Okay, I am just about ready to, I'm extremely nervous actually, but I'm just about ready to do my next sequence of firing. So I'm going to make 2 copper tools and 3 bronze tools. So the copper, I have a ceramic vessel filled with 6 rich tetrahedrite. Each of these is 35, so if we double them up, that's 70. 3 of those is 210, so just enough for 2 ingots. I will have a little bit of extra spillover, but it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, I hate losing 10 units, but there's really not any other efficient way I can do it. And I'm going to be making a chisel and a scythe. The scythe will allow me to cut saplings and twigs much easier, and otherwise make a more renewable source of trees. I mean, this place is littered with trees, but just for my own safety and sake, I want to be able to do it, especially if I find any particularly rare trees that I'd like to have saplings from. It would make it a lot easier to do that. The chisel is actually needed for making smooth stone, which is actually needed for a very important recipe to make a quern, which is the only way I can get salt as far as a few other things. And I want to hopefully be able to get some fishing done and salt the fish before I cook it, which will help preserve it, as well as I believe give it a slightly more nutritious value. So there's that, 2 ingots of these. So for the bronze, I have 4 units of rich tetrahedrite. That is a total of 140. I have 4 units of the small tetrahedrite. That's 40 more. So 180 tetrahedrite. I'm going to be making 3 ingots. Now the balance here, I went ahead and made a note of it since I don't have a book yet. I have 20 to 30% of it must be sphalerite, 50 to 65 must be tetrahedrite, and 10 to 20 must be bismuth. So I'm actually getting low on bismuth, so I'm only running 10% bismuth, and I'm going to be running 30% of the sphalerite. So it'll be 30% sphalerite, 60% tetrahedrite, and 10% bismuth. So you can see I have 3 ingots. So I have 30% sphalerite, yes. I have 10% bismuthinite, yes. And then I have 60% tetrahedrite, which again, there should be exactly 100 and, is it 180 actually? Yeah, 180. Yep, 180. So fingers crossed I've got those balances right. So I'm going to put these in the ground here. I'm going to put them together so I know how to do what. I'm pretty sure I've got enough time to fill all 5 of these. At least I'm hoping I do. I want to make sure I keep them separate so I know which ones are which. I'm going to be making a prospector's pick, a regular pick, as well as a, was it a shovel? I can't remember what I was going to make. I was going to make a mace. That's right. So I have a weapon against skeletons because javelins are completely useless against skeletons, whereas a mace is very effective against them. So lay in the straw here. There we go. All right. Wish me luck. All right, we're live. Scythe mold. Go, 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 go. Good. Chisel mold. Go, 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 go. Good. Okay, good. It smelted correctly. Excellent. Mace mold. Good. Pick mold. Okay. Prospector's pick mold. Whew. I kind of wonder what happens when this melts down. I don't know if I can reuse it or not. I guess I'll find out if I have like a 10 copper chunk or something. But all right. Bronze pickaxe head. Bronze mace head. Copper chisel head. And there we go. And there we go. All right. All of our tool heads are done. So I was just doing a little bit of fishing. This is actually kind of cool. And I haven't played Minecraft in a while, so I don't know if this is a vanilla change or if this is a mod change, but it's kind of neat. For one, I don't believe that the fishing pole actually loses any durability. You can hold right click to throw the hook a little further. And then you'll see a message. It'll say, oh, you got a bite. And then you actually have to reel it in by holding right click. It's kind of neat, actually. Take a moment here to wait for a bite. The fish aren't very big. Thankfully, you can combine them. Yeah, so there we go. And you can see the fishing rod going into different stages of animation, too, while this thing is struggling. So just holding right click here and guzzling its HPs up. And there we go. I now have a fish. It even gives you XP, which is kind of cool. I think the XP change, I do recall seeing somewhere that the XP change was a vanilla Minecraft change where it would give you XP for fishing. So, okay. So now that I have these tools, I have a few things I want to do, hopefully before the winter gets too deep. I want to make a quern. I want to grind up some rock salt so I can preserve this fish. And actually, how long do we have? All right, so we still have almost the entire month of November. So I guess I don't have to panic too much, but I would still rather have way too much food than not enough. So I'm going to go grab some of the rock salt. I'm going to finish making these tools. I'm going to attach them to their heads, and we're going to preserve our food as best we can. I'm also not sure if I can salt anything but meats, so I'll have to look into that too. I want to test this scythe out. I want to see how it works here. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. So that really shreds it up. That is not bad. Look at that. Oh my god, this is so much easier. Tons of saplings, tons of sticks. Nom nom nom. I like it. I very much approve. Don't want to burn through too much durability, but I would like to get a collection of each of the different sapling types around here to make sure that I'm not going to cause any of them to go extinct. I'm not overly worried about it, but you know, you never know. Wow, there's so many of them. Holy moly. Well, I'm not going to have any problems with sticks anytime soon, so that's good. I was hung up on something. Ever since they changed the game over to sort of mandatory multiplayer, it's been kind of hard to tell where certain objects are because they kind of glitch through things. Something I kind of wish they'd fix. I will eventually make a better axe, but I think for now I'm just going to stick with the stone. When I go to construct my house, once I figure out where that is, I'm probably going to build at least a copper axe, if not a bronze one, to make the process of harvesting all the logs I'm going to need a lot easier. Oh, and speaking of, didn't even have durability to finish that. So yeah, I'll be back once I've gotten some of those things as I had stated. So this chisel seems like it's pretty cool. I just took a very brief look at exactly what all you can do with it, and this is going to be a really neat tool to use. So it has different modes. It has smooth mode, where you can change a rock over to be smooth. You have stair mode, where you can change it into stone stairs. I believe this is slab mode, where you can turn it into a slab. And then this is detail mode, which I am extremely interested in. But first things first, I wanted to just try this out. So do I... Oh, there we go. I just right-click it. Okay. And then can I just harvest this now? Oh, that is not bad at all. Inventory is a complete mess because I have my rock and such. Let me just... get one of these things on my bar here real quick and fill it up with some stuff. Get in there, saplings. Well, the idea of just jamming entire saplings in there. So I can actually use this to very efficiently get smooth stone, because I don't have to like cause it to sort of drop or anything. I can just chisel it and then harvest it. That is not bad. I do have to have a hammer on my bar, so it's a good thing I already had a hammer. So now I can just boop and then boop. Haha. This is really cool. I do want to show off the detail mode, which is something I'm going to most definitely be using a lot of when I'm decorating my house. I've always... Okay, so those of you who have watched my Minecraft playthroughs, previously largely on Twitch, you guys know that I believe in creative design in this game. You know, especially in the early days of Minecraft, when you only had stairs and blocks and a few other things, and there was only one type of slab, and you didn't have a whole lot of options. You could still make some really cool stuff by just using the blocks creatively, and I'm a huge, huge, huge proponent of that style of play. But this right here, if this works how I think it does, this is a whole new level of detail. So check this out. Look at this. You can cut individual little sections out of the blocks. So I just made a little smiley face, like a companion cube or something. Could chisel all the way through. So I could chisel out like anything, like a statue or a chair or a table or I don't know. And like literally anything. That's so cool. I love it. Now, actually, here's the question. How does this... Okay, so breaking it at that point, once it's become a detail block, you can't really move it. So that's something I'm gonna have to pay attention to. But that's so cool. I love it. I absolutely adore it. So I'm gonna go look up the recipe for the quern. I'm gonna make a quern, and I did look up the pronunciation. It's Quern, and it is quern. It's not kern, as far as I can tell. And I'm gonna go grab some rock salt, and we're gonna salt some fish and then cook it. Okay, so a quern is 3 smooth stone. That's the quern base. And then you need 3 non-smooth stone and the top. And that becomes the hand stone. And I believe... I'm just going to place it out here, I guess. I do this. There we go. So now I do have some rock salt somewhere around here, or maybe I don't. Maybe all the rock salt is over at my other base. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go gather a bunch of rock salt then. Like I've said, I think 3 or 4 times. There's also some other things that I really need to find. Like, for example, I need flux. Flux will help me make leather. Leather will give me armor. I'll feel much more comfortable in combat once I get some leather armor. So Apparently, I did look into it, and I guess the the sort of salt rock layer is where you find the material that you use to make flux. So hopefully I'll find it. All right, I'm here gathering rock salt, and I just happened to notice across the way from the... this is sort of that first pond that I had seen. I'm really nervous about getting ambushed by a bunch of skeletons. I'm on hard, right? Okay, I haven't seen really that many monsters yet, which is kind of surprising. But yeah, huge sample of bismuthinite. Well, I just hit it right down there, and it was a very large sample. You can see in the text box there, very large sample. So that's good. Bismuthinite was one of the materials that I was in desperate need of in order to make the better bronze tools. So I might actually mine that next rather than mining the rest of the copper that I've found. I haven't seen, and I don't know, I'm going to have to use my prospector's pick. I don't know if the material I'm looking for that has the stuff to make the flux, I don't know if that is... Oh god, zombies. Run! I don't have enough to deal with them right now, and I don't want to waste my durability on them. I'm going to need to make a sword. I don't know if that is an ore, technically, or if it is something that... I don't know. I really don't know, so I'm just going to have to keep looking. So... ooh, that's a little scary. Maybe it comes out of the gravel or something. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Alright, let's give this thing a spin here. Literally give it a spin. How do I help? Does take rock salt. Rock salt rocks, right? What am I doing wrong here? There we go. Grinding it up. Cool. Why does it... That's really weird that it, like... I can see it. I'm very confused. Let's try this again. We got some salt, though, so that's good. I'm trying to hit just the handle. There we go. So I guess shift-click the handle. Do I have to put... Can I put all of them in here? It's a pretty neat effect. Okay, I guess I can put them all in there. All right, we have some salt. Now, let's salt our fish. Salted fish. Do I need more salt? I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. So I guess I only need one. So now it should say... So it is salted. Okay, good. Salted fish. So now I should be able to cook it. And that should really preserve it quite a bit. I don't have a fireplace anymore. So let's change that. 1, 2, 3. Oh, let's try this again. Find a block. 1, 2, 3. No, come on. There we go. Fireplace. Let's throw some logs on it, or a log on it at least. And let's cook up the tasty fish. Can you cook a fish to medium rare? Something tells me you can't. Warm. Shouldn't need any more fuel, I would think. I would hope. Hot. Good. May just have, just cooked. Ah, there we go. Salted cooked fish, rare. I know some fish you can. Oh, we'll stick with medium rare. Okay. So there we go. We now have salted cooked fish. Excellent. That should preserve quite well, I hope. I don't think I can cook lemons and such, but that should help to preserve it quite a bit. So I think that's all the time I have for this episode. We've got a lot done. I am really happy that I'm finally progressing. Having hit that copper deposit has really reinvigorated my interest in this mod for sure. Especially like being able to see stuff like the chisel. That's so cool. I can't wait to fully use that. So again, let me know if you are thinking I should move. I'm really heavily leaning towards moving because there's just not a whole lot going over here, and it'll put me in a more centrally located place to explore. So yeah, let me know, and I will see you guys next time for some more TerraFirmaCraft.